or you'll go live. All right, so over to the right. I just turned you.
There I am. Is it working?
It is. I hear you. I'm going to turn my
Okay.
camera off so you can at least
Gotcha.
hear me.
Yeah.
All right. So over here. Yep, I can see you on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I've actually
then I
got my
need to get
second
this.
computer set up.
Okay. Let me share this screen here, enter full screen mode. How about that? Oh, there we go. Perfect.
We're live on both.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a button up at the top that says recording. And should we record this to save or saving?
We can't record hold on. We can't record with
This.
Restream, but it's
Yeah. Okay.
recording through the other two platforms. So yeah, it's
Gotcha.
11 o'clock. I'd say go for it.
Okay. Anna, should we wait a few more minutes or go ahead and get started? What do you think?
I would say go ahead and just jump in.
Okay.
I'll probably pull this video down and trim it up and make it
Sure.
a little bit cleaner. But yeah, I'd say let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, folks, I'm going to switch over here to my other screen. Appreciate everybody jumping on. I know we've got a few others jumping on here. So, welcome from Colorado Springs in our headquarters office, and glad you could join us today to talk about security fails. So, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about a few topics here. So, we are going to focus on intrusion alarms, patrols, security guards, proactive video monitoring. This presentation is really to kind of describe what options are out there for folks, what works, what doesn't work, in our opinion, and kind of take it from there. So we're going to be discussing cost effectiveness, actual viability, consistent coverage, and speed. So those are some of the things that we're going to cover today. So real quick, just to kind of bring you up to speed with Overwatch. If you're familiar with this, great. If you're not, we'll bring you up to speed. So I've been in the building services industry for about 30 years, been in the physical guarding business for a decade. And so mainly here in the Denver, Colorado market, also done some things at different places. But our history and Overwatch was really birthed out of a need and a necessary opportunity. And so we pivoted from man guarding, your traditional security guard, opportunity to proactive video monitoring. And that happened during COVID, really. There was an opportunity, there was a need for additional coverage. We were growing so quickly at that time that we needed other options to be able to safeguard people's properties and assets. And so we made the pivot to proactive video monitoring. It really came on the scene. We built a better mousetrap, and we've been just going and blowing ever since. So we've built a really superior product out there in the market, and things are going really, really well for our company here at Overwatch. Our mission is to provide world-class service and ensure vigilance and security, making sure all of your security needs are met. Our track record, we are currently one of the fastest growing PVM companies in the United States, and that's North America as well. So proactive video monitoring is the PVM acronym. So some of the things that folks look to whenever they're having issues or challenges or concerns with safeguarding their property or assets is the traditional things that maybe you've seen in the past, which are intrusion alarms, which are alarm systems, panels in your business. An introduction of maybe courtesy patrols, that's real big in the multifamily space. Having a on-site physical security guard. The old closed circuit TV cameras. We see some systems that are 20, 30 years old that are still kind of getting the job done, but maybe need a revamp. And then lastly, proactive video monitoring, which is the service that we offer. Some of the challenges that we face in this market is crime continues to rise at an all-time high. Law enforcement is stretched thin. Law enforcement does a great job. They work so hard, but they're stretched thin. A lot of times they can only respond to level 1 events. They're now requiring, on the alarm side and the proactive video monitoring side, they're requiring video verification to actually show up because they just simply don't have staff or resources to respond. So most of those methods that we talked about earlier, it's a challenge for them to scale because of the price tag that's included with them. Anytime you're including, man guards or man hours, makes it really challenging. And the effectiveness to deter the price on that gets up there pretty quickly. So as you can see, top 10 cities with crime issues. So number 3 being Denver, number 8 being Pueblo. We're seeing this all across the United States and Canada, where lots of cities are faced with crime issues, loitering, homeless, transient activity. And for a property owner, asset owner, it becomes hard. It becomes challenging to protect your own property. And so one of the reasons that Overwatch is having a lot of success right now. So we're going to dive into each of those topics that we talked about. So your intrusion alarms, typically, there's some limitations. There's false alarms caused by unnecessary dispatch. A lot of times these panels are 20, 30 years old, and they just really need to be revamped. You can't distinguish between a real threat and an actual threat. So, and if alarm goes off in the middle of the night at your business, you really don't know what's going on, and so that's a problem. So, these applications could be used for smaller properties. We can now complement those into video or proactive video monitoring to get a better result and a more accurate account of actually what's happening on a property and site. Most law enforcement are requiring that now before they'll actually even respond. Security patrols, been in that game for 10 years, and there's some limitations. So there's coverage gaps between times. So if you have a multifamily property and you're paying for 3 patrols a night, you typically don't know when they're coming. Sometimes that can be a good thing, but they're on the property 5 to 7 minutes as soon as they leave. If you have somebody who's actually casing the property, planning on committing a crime, they're simply just going to wait for that courtesy patrol officer to roll off the property, and they're going to do what they need to do. So it's kind of on the reactive side versus the proactive side. With security patrols, you can go with a randomized schedule that's unpredictable, which is helpful. Definitely would recommend that if you're currently using courtesy patrols. There's a lot of technology now that wasn't around 10 years ago, but from GPS tracking, ensuring that the guards reporting wise are doing what they're supposed to be doing on your site, making sure they're typically doing like pool lockups and checking some amenity spaces and such. Traditional security guards. Love this photo over here to the right. One of my favorite movies. It really, the challenge with physical security guards is some great people in that industry. We've had some great guards over the years, but typically when most people think about a security guard, there's a lack of vigilance, complacency. They're overtired. They're typically working multiple jobs. It's overnight here in the U.S. for people to be working, a security guard. Over the last 10 years, I can't tell you how many times we had guards that were sleeping, and we had to pull them out of vehicles. They were supposed to be watching the site. Some great people out there, but when you're working 3 jobs and you're stagnant and you're not moving, and people just become complacent. So with phones, people unfortunately. There's so much activity and distractions as far as watching YouTube, this, that, and the other, that just pull people away from staying vigilant, and that's challenging. And so we experienced a lack of qualified staff to be able to honor on our promise of offering excellent service in that man guarding world. And so that's why we moved to proactive video monitoring. We'll talk more about that here in a few minutes, but it's also really expensive. Most of properties, especially in the Denver market, are $6,000 to $8,000, possibly even $10,000 a month for a nightly guard. That's an 8-hour shift per night, maybe a 10-hour shift. Different parts of the country, it's a little bit less expensive, but you're still looking at $5,000 to $10,000 a month for a physical security guard. And if you're not getting results, that can be extremely discouraging, because if things aren't being taken care of, your really only option would be to hire more security guards, and that just means more money, which eats into that bottom line. So high profile properties, events typically are utilizing physical guards, whether it be a big event such as a sporting event and such like that. Security guards are a great option. We have the ability to utilize a physical guard to support video monitoring, and you'll be able to take a look at some of our videos that we have produced that you can see. We actually communicate with law enforcement or security on boots on the ground, and we're able to have an effective option there. So next we'll talk about proactive video monitoring, how it works. We either take over cameras or install cameras on properties. We actually use live agents, humans that are trained to process the data. We use AI as well. We'll talk more about that. We have the real-time capabilities of functions of intervening with two-way talk, audio warnings, and contacting authorities. So really how it works is we use an AI, which is a big topic right now. So AI is just changing our world every single day. But the cameras use a chipset, and we're able to program those cameras to tell them what we're looking for. Maybe it's somebody crossing a line or loitering in an area that they shouldn't be in for a particular amount of time. Once that alert streams, it pushes to our agents. All that happens in less than 3 seconds. We're the fastest in the industry to do that. So engages our agents. Our agents have the ability to make a real-time threat analysis. They make a decision. Is this somebody that's supposed to be on the property or not supposed to be on the property? We work with the property owner, manager, construction site, superintendent to find out, who has access to the property, who should be here, what times are they allowed to be here. And we have the ability to make that discernment to decide how can we prevent the crime from happening. So we either work with local security companies that you're contracted with currently, or we work with law enforcement to get folks out there to really deter the crime. 90% of the time, we're able to deter those folks with two-way audio and our talk down messages, as well as with the LED lights, to ensure that, when most people see our systems and they're in the event of that criminal mode, they're totally diffused and make a different plan, because they just don't want to mess with our situation. It's too high tech. It confuses them, and most of the time they're just going to leave the property. So here's a quick video.
This is building security. You are under live surveillance. Leave the area immediately. The black hoodie. This is building security. You are under surveillance. Leave the area immediately. Law enforcement has been contacted and dispatched to your location. This is building security. This area closes at 10 p.m. Please leave the area now. Security issues are a major concern in the multifamily industry. Traditional measures like physical guarding, courtesy patrols, and CCTV are expensive and produce very little results. Overwatch offers a proactive crime prevention solution utilizing the latest technology, including AI to detect motion and tripwires, to instantly stream footage to our monitoring team. Then, a highly trained agent then assesses and identifies the real threat. They promptly address suspicious behavior by utilizing two-way talk-down, LED lights, and a siren, removing trespassers and loiterers. If needed, security guards and/or law enforcement can be dispatched. Overwatch live agents stand guard to protect your property. Get the peace of mind you deserve with Overwatch.
All right, guys, we showed you that video because what we do is really simple. It's not easy, but it's very simple as far as deterring crimes from happening. A lot of times, we'll show you our YouTube page here in a few minutes, but most property managers and owners really just have a problem with loitering, people being on the property that shouldn't be there. And our systems just work phenomenal for cleaning up areas, cleaning up properties, getting people away from the property that you don't want there. And a lot of that nefarious activity just kind of goes away. So just to kind of recap, we use live humans that are supported by AI software. We're able to intervene quickly using law enforcement, security guards. It's cost effective and scalable. We have clients that have saved 60 to 80% on their annual security budgets, and that become raving fans of what we do. Our agents are highly trained. We work with some phenomenal people. We pay them really well. And in our monitoring center, they're working daytime hours, so they're super hyper vigilant and focused on what they should be doing. We actually bonus and incentivize our team. Every time they have a stop on your site, they receive a bonus from us, and they're highly motivated. It's a competitive environment, and we just got an incredible team. The environment in our monitoring center is phenomenal. People are really motivated and excited about what they get to do. It's fun. We take care of our folks and make sure that they're paid really well. They've got a great benefit opportunity to work with Overwatch. And so we literally have people, knocking on our door and a list of agents that want to come work for Overwatch in our monitoring center. So that's really exciting. One of the things that's really important is the ratio of cameras to agents. We know that we have one of the lowest camera to agent ratios in the industry. And the reason we know that is because we interview people from other companies. And so our team has a really great chance of deterring crime on your property. So we get excited about that. So got a great management team over there. Hardly have any turnover, just some great people there. So application here on proactive video monitoring uses a primary security measure, guards and support. We utilize that two-way talk-down function, the direct connection between the agent and law enforcement. Once again, it's a highly effective option for most people. Here's a quick video kind of showing our system in action. This is a commercial real estate space, and our team was able to get law enforcement out there, make contact. In this case, the folks left the property. They've been assisted, off the property with law enforcement. And, typically what happens is, you have these folks that are on the site, and at some point, they're going to get hungry, they're going to need money. And typically what they do is, they do petty crimes. They break into cars, they break into buildings, they break into offices, and, they leave a lot of trash behind. They just cause a lot of problems for property owners, sites, construction facilities, lots of different applications in which our systems makes a lot of sense. This is probably our greatest tool for you, a potential client looking at, is proactive video monitoring a good solution for you? We've got hundreds of videos here that show everything from, construction sites to multifamily property, to collision centers, auto malls, where we have deterred crimes, stopped them dead in their tracks, and saved our customers, hundreds of thousands of dollars over and over and over again. So if you're looking, definitely check out the Overwatch YouTube page. If you can, subscribe. Every week we put out a new kind of stop of the week, and there's just some great information there. We've got some podcast videos on there as well. But this YouTube channel probably tells the story of what we do better than anything else that we could give you from a marketing standpoint. So kind of just, summarizing where we're at here. Obviously, intrusion alarms are cost effective and scalable. Not a lot of proactiveness there. Consistent coverage, they offer that, the speed to engage. Obviously, if law enforcement's not going to show up, it's not going to do you any good. Patrols are typically cheap in the security world. They don't offer a lot of proactiveness. Consistent coverage is definitely not there. The speed to engage is not there as well either. Security guards, they are not cost effective. They're highly, very expensive in our market, mainly, actually across the whole United States for labor hours. It's very expensive. Guard companies are charging, $60 to $100 per hour for a physical guard. They do offer, a crime deterrence when they're on the site, but they're limited to what they can actually see. So I know we would have guards or property managers get upset with us because, we've got a property or a building that's it's a city block. We've got a physical guard on one side of the property and something's happening, in a parking garage across the street. Well, there's nothing we could have done about it because we only had one guy there. So once again, your only option really is to spend more money on physical security guards. Overwatch is the ability to, really solve all those problems. So it's cost effective, it's scalable. We have some sites that have, 8 cameras on it. We have some sites that have 100 cameras on it. It just depends on your budget and the need, and we can customize a solution that makes sense for you. It's very proactive. Whenever a person of criminal intent enters the property, they're not supposed to be there. They're going to get met with a warning message, lights, LEDs, two-way talk. They're going to know that this site is being protected. Consistent coverage. We have 99.9% uptime on our system. So it's going to work. The speed to engage, to get law enforcement, police, cops, security there on your site, it's faster than anything in the industry. So we check every single one of those boxes. Industries that we serve, multifamily, we started in that industry. We've had a lot of success. There's a lot of companies that actually steer away from multifamily because of the amount of people that are in that industry. As far as, alerts and traffic, we thrive in that industry. We have package centers, pools, parking areas, all amenity spaces that we do a phenomenal job of with our proactive video monitoring. Anything auto related, a lot of cars being stolen out there right now, collision centers, catalytic converter theft. Our team does a phenomenal job on any of those types of applications. Construction sites, material theft is a huge issue out there right now. Overwatch is the answer for that as well. Storage facilities, utilities, infrastructure, those types of things. Those are the industries that we serve. These are a few of our existing clients and partners. Excuse me. We have hundreds of cameras that we proactively monitor for some of these clients. Everything from Phil Long to Graystar to Caliber Collision. A lot of different property management companies out there. A lot of collision centers, architects, construction companies that we do business with. Maybe some of those companies that you recognize, but do a phenomenal job with them. We primarily have 3 different options as far as our product lineup. Number 1 is the fixed system. That's the camera you see here on the left. We have a Defender series line of cameras that are specially made for our company that have the LED lights. They have the two-way talk down. We attach a two-way audio speaker to those, and we've had a lot of success with that camera. So 90% of our business is actually fixed systems. That's people that are investing in a long-term solution for their property. Number two would be a mobile unit. These are off-grid solar options. They create their own power through solar panels. We also have gas generator options. We can put any kind of camera setup on those that you'd like. And these work really well in remote locations that don't have, power or internet. And we've had a lot of success with our mobile units and getting them out there. We can live stream, remote monitor those as well, do a great job with those. And then we've got a pole kit option, which is kind of more of a temporary solution. Maybe you just need something for a couple months, couple weeks. We have a pole kit option that we can do the same thing for as well. And those work off either solar or AC power. At Overwatch, one of the things we really believe in is taking care of folks and giving back where we can. So for every camera that is purchased from a live proactive video monitoring standpoint, our company donates $5 to a different charity every month. This last year, a couple that we recognize and kind of highlight here is an orphanage in the Philippines. That's one of the places that our monitoring center is set up, and we just have a burden to give back in that area. Ronald McDonald House, phenomenal organization, provides housing for families that are in probably one of the worst times of their life. And we've been able to work with those folks. Children's Hospital, we've been able to donate to them. So every quarter, our company writes a check back to these organizations, and our team actually gets to pick, our internal HQ team here gets to pick the charity of the quarter. And so real excited. We've got a new one coming up here real quick. So Overwatch Cares, you can check that out on our website as well. And so what we're going to do now is we have a time for some chat questions. If you have any questions, we'd love to be able to respond to those. So I'm going to click over there to see if we have any questions in the chat that you might have about your particular property or your solution, and see if we can help you out. So if you got time, you're plugged into the chat. We'll see if we have any chat messages here. All right. What's the cost? All right, good deal. So typically, great question. Like I said, 40 to 60% cost savings here. From proactive video monitoring, depending upon whether we're going to replace cameras on your site or actually take over, the most expensive part is actually installing the cameras or cabling the cameras, making sure that everything's set up correctly. The monthly monitoring is relatively inexpensive, in my opinion, compared to the bang for the buck that you get. So typically we're less than $200 a month per camera. So depending upon the organization, the size, the amount of customers that we have, we're always open to negotiate in some sort of a situation as far as bulk pricing. We have some property management groups that we have hundreds of cameras. Just kind of depends on the need for the clients. So next question here is, do you only place cameras in Colorado? That's a great question. The answer is no. We're nationwide. We have cameras and Overwatch systems in multiple states. California is an area that we have a lot of cameras. We're moving into Texas, Oklahoma. We've got some opportunities in Canada coming up here really quickly. So that's exciting to be, in Canada. We can proactively video monitor from anywhere that we can stabilize an internet connection. So we've had deployments in remote mountains. We've had the opportunity to use, Starlink internet. So we can really mobilize and provide a solution anywhere on the planet. So that's the answer to that. So any other questions here? Looking over in the chat. Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, thank you guys for your time today. Okay. Here's one more question. What's the time delay between somebody causing an issue or problem and police showing up? That's a great question. So So typically, we are offering a video verified event for law enforcement. So if we're just talking about law enforcement, typically, we see them respond pretty quickly. 10, 20 minutes is average. Sometimes if they're jammed up, it could take longer. The other alternative to that is if you are engaged with a security contract with a security company and we have folks on site, it's immediate. And we have the abilities to, on the back end side, be in contact with your security team. So we have a direct radio connection to our team from our SOC, which is our Security Operations Center. So we're able to communicate in live time to your contracted security company, and that's the fastest response possible. For law enforcement, we've seen it as quick as 2 or 3 minutes. People show up for law enforcement. We've seen it take us, as long as 45 minutes. But typically, if we have eyes on somebody, we have made contact with them. We've let them know that their actions are being recorded. Law enforcement's on the way. Really, what we want to do is disrupt that crime and actually just prevent it from happening. That's the key to our business, is preventing it from happening. Because once it happens, the chances of you getting in a situation where you can get retribution of any sorts is very low, because you're dealing with criminals. So any other comments in the chats here? Any other questions? All right. Well, we appreciate you guys attending our first live stream here in regards to Overwatch and our systems and what we do. It's exciting times here. We've got a lot of great things happening with our company. If you're curious about Overwatch and if it's a good opportunity for your property, your site, your asset, we'd love to do a quick demo for you. You can schedule that on our website. We takes about 15 minutes. Our team is very proactive. We'll pull up your address from a Google standpoint. Google Earth it. We'll take a look at the site. We'll do a quick walkthrough. We'll discuss if Overwatch is a good solution for you. If it is, we can realistically get you a bid over, same day, maybe 24 hours, depending upon the complexity. And then your team can obviously internalize that and decide if Overwatch is a good solution for you. If you're curious about, our success rates, I encourage you to take a look at our YouTube channel. Look at the successes that we've had there, the amount of stops that we've implemented, the amount of money that we save our clients. If you're interested in a referral recommendation, we always have property managers that are raving fans, clients that are raving fans that we'd be happy to put you in contact with so that you can find out a little bit more about the success of our systems and what that could mean for you. So we appreciate you guys tuning in today. We plan on having more sessions like this where we can talk to folks, spread the word, share with folks about what Overwatch can do, how we can save money for you, if it's a good solution for your property, if it solves a security question for you, if it's going to help you take your building back, take control of the security issues on your site. And we appreciate you guys just tuning in, being a part of our time here today. And we look forward to talking to everybody soon. Thank you.